Hey, what's up, YouTube? I'm creating this video to to show you guys my DNA results, and I took this DNA test about 2 years back, and they updated my DNA results since then, just recently, I guess. But anyways, though, I had an older video up of my DNA results, a couple years back too, when I first got them, and I set that video on private because I say a bunch of stupid shit in that video, and which is probably for the best too, because I also say a lot of shit that could get that video reported, and that would be a strike against my channel, which could possibly lead to my channel being terminated. But anyways, though, yeah. So my DNA results. England, Wales, Northwestern Europe, 42%. Native American, North, Central, South, 31%. Irish and Scottish, 18%. Norway, 7%. Portugal, 1%. Sweden, 1%. And $100 for a DNA test. And yeah, I would say these results are pretty accurate because I do know, my grandma's side of the family, which is on my white side. I'm talking about my white grandma. She, her family comes from Germany, and my great-great-grandma Iman, she spoke full fluent German. So so my grandma tells me. I never met my great-great-grandma Iman, but I heard a bunch of stories about her. And then my grandpa on my white side, his family comes from England, and that's what he told me. And I have most of my European blood is English. And I always felt like a strange connection with England as well. Like when I would see pictures of England, I would always feel as if that's like the home away from home. Like I don't know if I had a past life or not, or more than one past life. If I did, I truly think that one of those past lives were here in was there in the UK, in England. Because I don't know, I feel this strange connection with England, and I don't feel it with any other country, besides England, and I don't feel that connection with my Native American side either. But yeah, I probably do because I have more English blood in me than anything else. Yeah, Native American. My dad, he's a sun dancer. He's into the whole Native American spirituality thing. He sun dances for the Pine Ridge Indian Reservation, and he's your typical native dude. He's a typical native guy. I don't think there's really much good to say about those people. Well, they're strong people, that's for certain, and they're pretty damn. And they're pretty damn. They're a warrior race, and there's a lot of warrior qualities about Native Americans, they don't take shit from anybody, and they're and if you're looking for a fight, that's believed that one of these people would be the first to fight you, and yeah, unless it's me, because I'm not much of a fighter. I've never been a fighter and all that, but my dad, he also gets involved in the whole boxing thing too. He was a Golden Glove boxer and all that, and he fought throughout his whole life. And then I have cousins and and shit like that fucking that like to drink, as most Native Americans do, like to drink and like to fight. And most of everybody on my dad's side of the family been to prison for more than a few years and all that. And so there's nothing really all that much to be proud of, on my dad's side of the family. But my mom's side of the family, on the other hand, they got quite a bit of money, quite a bit of money, and excuse my grammar and my slur in my voice and all that, because I never used to have this. I never used to have bad grammar like this and like a slur in my voice, and it's kind of hard for me to put together sentences now and all that, since this alien parasite on me has really kind of really kind of, you know, got attached to my aura, to my astral body, you know, to the point where, you know, it's hard to, you know, I stutter a lot and it's hard to make out words and shit. And back when it used to have a lot less power over me, it was very easy for me to you know, put shit, you know, together in a very beautiful and elegant and intelligent way. But now it's like, you know, it's a different story. And but yeah, that's something entirely different right there, you know. But yeah, my white side of the family, though, they're into the hotel business and all that too, and they make some pretty good money. So, you know, I grew up with pretty much with the silver spoon in my mouth, and never really had to do much, you know. As I grew up, and I you know, and I think this has contributed a lot to my laziness and all that too, because, you know, I was never made to do chores or anything, or, you know, taught any real responsibility back when I was a kid, and it does affect, you know, the child's life, you know, negatively when they get older, to the point where, you know, they really can't do shit, you know. It's not good. So, you know, if you can't raise your kid right, then don't bring one into this world, you know. And then again, I mean, I wouldn't bring a kid into this fucking world anyways, because this is a prison planet. And that kid, you know, whether or not if you fucking raise them fucking, you know, to be responsible and all that, they're I mean, fat chance, fucking, you know, 1 in a billion. You probably have a better chance of winning the $1 billion lottery, you know, fucking than, you know, your child or a human being escaping from this matrix. So, you know, fucking don't have any kids at all. And that's what, you know, I'll never bring a kid. I'll never bring, because, you know, bringing the kid into this world is, you know, bringing more sheep into the slaughter, or, you know, more wolves into the slaughter. Yes, that's what we all are wolves at heart, and but we're sheep in the mind, and you know, and that's what you need to do is that's the goal, you know, being trapped up in this matrix, to take off the sheep's clothing and become the wolf that you're meant to be. You know, the sheep's clothing is forced upon these wolves. It's forced upon us, and to, you know, ever since, you know, the moment we're born, we don't realize what we truly are. You know, so yeah, fucking makes you kind of wonder how, you know, the rat or the cockroach or whatever, you know, the insect, ever did convince the wolf that they were sheep to begin with. Because, you know, lesser inferior species just can't do that unless they genetically engineer and create a wolf-like species of their own and adapt them into some matrix. Then they could, but yeah, you know. And that's another part I love about my Native American side. You know, they've always glorified the wolf. You know, the wolf has always been, I think, you know, regarded as a highly spiritual animal in Native American culture. And you know, we've always been, I think, a disobedient race too. You know, and not very many ancient cultures, I believe, has ever glorified the wolf like Native Americans have. And I could probably say the same about Vikings too, or, you know, those nomadic European tribes. You know, not the ones like, you know, pagan Rome and all that, but, you know, the ones that are the Druids. And but yeah, that's about all I gotta say.